So how do you get from an A or a B grade in physics up to an A star? And it may seem like that's a very difficult challenge, but it is possible, and students do manage to improve their grade up to A star. There are some sort of common characteristics in terms of how these students work and the things that they do, which I thought would be interesting to share with you, because you know, with this information in mind, then it may be something that you could consider to help you to improve your grade in physics. So firstly, just looking at the students that I've taught over the years, you know, some of them have got A star, and of course some of them haven't. And the A star grade is sought after. You know, it's going to help you to get into the university of your choice. You know, these students have gone off to their first choice of university, and so it really does help to set them up for the future. It may appear that these students are, you know, just so bright. If you've got an A star student sat next to you in class and you're not quite working at that level, it always appears that they're just that one step ahead, and that they find the subject just naturally easy, and can kind of just do it without too much effort. But that's not really the case. With A star students, there's always a lot of productive effort going on. It might be behind the scenes, and that they are going to be doing a lot of work and a lot of thinking about their work, and much of that will go beyond the classroom into kind of the work that they're doing at home. A star students are usually doing their own work at home. It's not just that they're completing questions that have been set for homework. Of course they will do that, but they're going to be doing their own question sets, and sort of increasingly as they progress through the course, they're going to be working on exam questions at home, systematically working through topic by topic for the topics that they've already covered. They would at some point get stuck like everyone else, and they're very good at seeking out support and help. So they might ask their teacher for a bit of extra help, which, you know, that would be a good thing to do. They may have a tutor who can provide that kind of dedicated support for them, or someone else that they know. It could be an older brother or sister who's also, you know, managed to get an A star in physics, and someone that they can ask for that little bit of guidance, because they will get stuck like everyone else on particular questions, and just that little bit of help at that particular point on that question is going to really help them just to move on and make the most rapid progress. They listen very carefully to the feedback that's given to them, particularly when it relates to a question that they weren't sure about, and they will be able to use that feedback and kind of integrate it into their knowledge of what the examiner was looking for in general on these types of questions. They're prepared to go back. A star students are prepared to go back over topics that they've covered before, and what they're doing there is further developing their exam question capabilities and their exam technique, and they're kind of putting on that extra layer which will help them to get up to the A star in physics. They can often make links between different areas of physics, and that means that they're good at the synoptic questions, the types of longer answer questions at A level, which require that sort of in-depth knowledge of a number of topics in order to answer a question. And that's something that can be developed with practice, and really their ability and capability with those questions relies on them having a kind of a really good base layer of exam practice. And so the key message that's coming through here is that it's all about exam question practice and feedback, and being able to use that feedback to further improve. So it's not just about doing the exam questions, but it's using the feedback from the mark schemes and from your teacher or tutor to then improve your own exam question responses sort of on an ongoing and systematic basis. So making improvements in your grade is a gradual process, and it's a sort of incremental process where you'll learn something from every question that you answer, and you'll just make a little bit of an incremental improvement. And then when it all comes together, you can start to see, in a test situation, for example, you can then start to see big improvements in terms of grade improvements. Quite often, A-star students will have an interest that goes beyond just learning what they need to learn for the exams. They'll have an interest in the problem-solving aspects of physics, and they might enjoy some of the more challenging types of questions, such as those you can find on the Isaac Physics website, just to really develop that problem-solving capability. But in general, they're very focused on the A-level question practice, and just getting really good at those, because that's what they'll need to be doing. In general, A-star students keep a good, tidy set of notes with worked examples, and all the questions that they practiced will be filed in there, and all very organised. But when they're revising, the real focus is on exam question practice, and it's not about making notes or flashcards so much, because they've already got that kind of really good base level of knowledge. So preparing for your A-level exams really starts at the beginning of year 12. I suppose is the message, if you want to get up to A-star grade, because it does take that time in order to just get really good at all of the different topics in A-level physics. Anyway, I hope that was of some help, and I hope it's something that you might consider. There's some tips there for you to help you to improve. Just to let you know, my name is Tim Clark. I'm a physics tutor. I'm based in the UK, which means I teach all my lessons online, which means I can help you wherever you might be located. And from September, I'm going to be running some group classes for both year 12 and year 13 students, as well as some one-to-one lessons. So if any of that might be of interest to you, then please do get in touch. It would be good to have a chat with you about how I might be able to help. So anyway, all the best for the summer, and I hope to be in touch with you soon. Thank you for watching the video. Bye for now.